All right, y'all, we are live on this beautiful Monday morning. Blessings to everybody. In the name of Jesus, Yeshua, the Messiah, I do pray everybody is very blessed in many ways on Bitcoin Pump Day. This is crazy, guys. This is absolutely insane. We're going to be discussing this juicy Bitcoin price action, why we have gotten this move to the upside, where we may potentially find resistance, and what is going on with these crazy markets, guys. We have so much going on right now. Tomorrow, the CPI data will be released, talking about inflation. Has it gone up? Has it gone down? The following week, we have Jerome Powell coming out the gate. Is he going to raise the interest rates? Of course, but we don't know actually what's going to happen. We've got banks being bailed out. We've got banks going under. Make sure to FOMO into the like button, guys. Make sure to FOMO into the like button. How's the stream doing, guys? Let me know, because it says I have bad quality stream right now. It says I have bad quality stream, so let me know. Ah, crap. Are we buffering? Are we buffering? Looks like we might be buffering, guys. Let me know if there's lag in the stream, because it looks like we might be buffering. Dang it. It's repeating again and again. All right, we are lagging. We have some issues on the stream right now, guys. Let's see if this can fix itself. Let's see if this can fix itself, guys. Make sure to like the stream. We got about 500 people in here. Let's see if we get 500 likes. Shout out to Aaron G right now. Shout out to Michael. People saying it's all good now. Okay, cool. Let's get into this, guys. Let's get into this. I am going to quickly post this link in my Discord. And we're going to be talking about this price action, guys. As you can see, we have experienced a significant move to the upside over the past few days. We're going to talk about why we got this move, because we do see a few very interesting things fundamentally and technically coming together. And that is probably why we are getting a move to the upside right now. As you can see, guys, the Bitcoin price has pretty much come back into the old range. I want to take a look at this, okay? Right here, what we are looking at on the screen is the old range that we were trading basically from, I would say, Friday, January 20th, and then we lost it Thursday, March 9th. And we came down to a very interesting zone of support right down here, okay? A very interesting zone of support. What is that zone of support? It is none other than the Fibonacci golden pocket retracement from the last big low that we put in at $16.3 thousand to the high that we put in. Okay, so if we pull our fib from here to here, we can see that we came down right to that Fibonacci golden pocket retracement. Now, here's what we didn't see as we came down to that support. We did not see any kind of bullish divergences, right? Not on the 4-hour time frame. This is not what we wanted to see. I thought that we were going to come in and make another lower low. What happened as we came down here, though, is that when we did come down here, market Cipher B was giving us bullish divergences on some of these lower time frames, right? Pretty sure as low as the 24-minute, if we take a look at market Cipher B, it gave us a juicy bullish divergence with the money flow also coming to the upside on the lower term time frames as soon as we hit into this key white line of support. Now, this was a level that we gave in the Casper Crew VIP Discord, 19,552. It was the old CME futures gap. Now, if you guys remember, a long time ago, we did have this futures gap, this CME futures gap down here that we put in like quite a long time ago. In fact, if we take a look over here, we can see that we put that Friday, January 13th, Bitcoin got a crazy pump, and the Friday candle closed right down here, and it didn't open up on Sunday until right up here. We came down and we literally filled that gap to $1 with bullish divergences. That's what allowed me to get into this long trade that I'm currently in right now. That's what allowed me to get into the long. And I did not know, guys, that this was going to pump like crazy. I just got into a scalp long from the bottom of a range. I actually entered in on a golden pocket retest, not knowing what was about to ensue. Now, over the weekend, we absolutely did continue to consolidate down here around this level, understanding that key resistance was going to be this important support resistance flip that was resistance in January. It was then support back in February, and we knew if we come above this level, that is quite bullish. Well, boom, we just came right above this level without even stopping. It was like a hot knife through butter. Now, before we bumped up through that level, if we take a look at what was happening on an order flow chart, all right, let's go down to like a 15-minute order flow chart right now, right? Let's go to a 15-minute order flow chart, and let's take a look, because we saw something very interesting. During the time that Bitcoin was consolidating in that zone, right? During the time that Bitcoin was consolidating in this area right down here, we were actually seeing some very bullish absorption, okay? Some very bullish absorption. Let's see if we can't see it. All right, we're going to go to our 15-minute time frame. 15-minute doesn't seem to be working, but the 5-minute works fine. So we're going to go to the 5-minute time frame, and we're going to take a look. What we saw right here is actually quite interesting, right? We saw before this big move to the upside, we saw a whole bunch of retail traders shorting this entire time, right? We see CBD getting lower. We see open interest getting higher. This is showing us that retail traders are shorting, but yet as the retail traders are shorting, the price continues to make higher lows, unable to put in a lower low. Now, we understand that the market is moved by traders longing and shorting. If there's more traders shorting than longing, price should go down. But because we see more traders shorting than longing and price is getting higher, this is telling us that there is bullish absorption, and that has led to a big move to the upside. Now, this is happening at the same time that some other very interesting and important things are happening. Now, if you guys remember last week, right? Last week, the whole Silvergate thing happened, which led to a big move to the downside on Bitcoin. Last week, we had the whole Silvergate debacle happen, and that pretty much on Thursday caused us to lose the range, right? Then over the weekend, it turns out that Silicon Valley Bank goes out of business, and Circle, the company, the crypto company that does USDT, they are now saying, hey, look, turns out that we had 3.3 billion in that bank, and so USDC depegs from the dollar for a while there, going down on some exchanges to like 84 cents. But all of a sudden, Saturday, rumors start to come out that the Fed is actually going to be bailing out Silicon Valley Bank, right? Fed's going to be bailing out Silicon Valley Bank, and it turns out that, yes, now the Fed is actually announcing an emergency lending facility, and all the deposits are guaranteed, okay? They are guaranteed. Basically, what that means is all the money that was not insured by FDIC is now guaranteed to the depositors. What does that mean? In other words, the Fed is bailing out a bank. Now, this, to me, is very interesting. Very interesting. Why? Because the Fed is in the middle between a rock and a hard place right now. The Fed has been trying to lower inflation by raising rates, but the raising of the rates has caused these banks to go under. And it's going to keep happening. It's going to keep happening because when rates go up, banks lose money. And now we're starting to see banks go under. And what is the Fed going to do? Are they going to keep raising interest rates and cause all the banks to collapse? Or are they going to start turning back on the printing press? Are they going to try and prevent this from happening by stimulating the economy? This morning, President Joe Biden comes out the gate talking very, he was doing his best to read the teleprompter. Okay, fumbling here and there, but in general, we got the message that he is going to do everything. And by him, basically, whoever actually runs the government, we don't know who. Some of us might have an idea, but we don't really know who. Are going to do their best to make sure that this doesn't happen again. What does that mean? What's the only thing the Fed can do? They're a one-trick pony, guys. They can only print. That's all they can do. Right? So as we are right here, right now, getting this kind of news out, we saw a bullish divergence. The Fed's bailing out banks. Bitcoin's getting a pretty significant move to the upside. We have to be aware, however, that the price of Bitcoin is right now coming up to the last major zone of resistance that we have before getting another move to the upside. Make sure to FOMO into the stream, guys. God bless you all. Thank you so much for being here. We got about 900 people in here, about 200 likes. Let's see if we can't Let's see if we cannot get some likes on here. Shout out to this guy, BG. He says, I should invite Dookie86 at Pro Traders Lounge. Nailed a baby Dogecoin trade setup and shared his next price target on YouTube. Yeah, I'm down, man. I hear good things about Pro Traders Lounge. I don't really know much about them, but I hear people saying that they're good. Shout out to this guy. I like this. I like this. I like that. That's a good comment, my friend. Yeah, so here's the thing. This is the last major zone of resistance that we have, okay? Now, I'm totally apolitical, right? I don't care for Uncle Joe. I don't care for the Orange Man either, right? Politics don't matter to me, right? So don't take what I'm saying as political, right? We need to sit back, relax, and just observe the show. And it clearly is a show, right? It clearly is a show. So this is what's going on right now. Bitcoin is back in the range with a very bullish move. Look at these two daily candles. Bullish engulfing candles. Actually now putting in another high, right? Absolutely insane. We are coming to the value area high of a range, getting some resistance from here. And this is actually very, very key. Why is this a key zone? The reason is because, guys, when we have an area where the price of Bitcoin has been established as a fair value by the market, saying, look, most people are willing to buy and sell Bitcoin in between these prices. What that means is if Bitcoin comes to the top of the range, it's considered now overpriced. Just like when it comes below the range, it's considered underpriced. And so this is clearly going to be an area of resistance. That is why we are finding resistance from this exact area. Okay? If we can reclaim this level of resistance, I believe we are going to put in a new high. And if we do put in a new high, then what are we looking at, guys? If we put in a new high on this Bitcoin chart, that is extremely bullish, in my opinion. That is extremely bullish, in my opinion. The reason why I say it is extremely bullish is because we literally will be sucked up into this very juicy zone of the vacuum territory, all right? Juicy vacuum territory. There is no volume that has traded in between these two candles. We have pretty much no resistance if we start putting in another high. That is a very, very bullish move. We could even look at this entire thing as a giant bull flag if broken out of, right? The next major zone of resistance that we have is going to be right up here at around that $30,000 order block that we have on the weekly time frame, right? Between here and here, okay? This is a very key zone of resistance. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, I have some take profits up there, guys. I have some take profits at that weekly order block. Block? I don't know. We're going to hit these take profits, guys. We are going to pump the Bitcoin price straight up to 100K. Let me see a blue candle, baby. This is very juicy if we do hold above this key zone of resistance that we are coming to right now. And of course, it is a zone of resistance. This is the main level we are looking at this morning in the Casper Crew VIP live stream. As we were watching this price action this morning in the Casper Crew unfold, we were looking at these levels of resistance. We were not shorting this level here because it was looking very, very bullish. And we were waiting until the next major zone of resistance, which is literally the zone that we are in right now. This is the next major zone of resistance that we have right here. Okay, so what is going on locally? Let's check out what's happening locally. We're going to go down to our 1 minute time frame. And what happened locally is this. We put in our first high at the value area. And then we got a CDW. Okay, a CDW. What is that? It means we basically went up for a stop hunt. And then we got a drop to the downside, and we did put in a lower low on the 1 minute time frame. Okay, however, right now, as we can see, it seems like we are getting some bullish divergences on the lower term time frames. The CBD is getting lower. The open interest is getting higher here. And, you know, we very well may put in another higher high. We are seeing short trades get absorbed here. And this is a good place to short, because we are at a resistance, and since we are at resistance, we should be looking for potential short trades, right? This is a zone to be looking for short trades. But when we start to see bullish signs, you know, it very well may mean that we could push up higher here, guys. Now, what are we looking for right now, in my opinion, is what is going to be happening when we come in for a retest of the Fibonacci golden pocket, right? Because we did put in a high, we put in a lower low here. So let's see what happens when we come up to this zone, the Fibonacci golden pocket 786 zone right up here, okay? Because if we come up to this exact area right here and we start to see longs open up, people starting to FOMO long into this area as the open interest is getting higher, that actually could be a sign that we're not going to break out, at least not just yet, okay? Because that would be showing us that, yes, there are longs being absorbed at resistance. When we take a look at some of these lower time frames here, guys, when we take a look at the 1 hour time frame, there is a chance that we are printing a bearish divergence here, okay? When we take a look at this, if we don't break this level, there is a very real chance that we are printing a bearish divergence. What is a bearish divergence? It is when the price is making a higher high, the momentum is making a lower high, giving us the upside down uneven butt cheek pattern, okay? Where the butt cheeks of our waitress are getting lower as the price is getting higher into a key zone of resistance, okay? It's a little topsy-turvy. I understand that. It's a little topsy-turvy, but it is what it is, guys. You know, we got to trade what the charts are telling us, and right now there's a very real potential that we are printing a bearish divergence on the 1 hour. If we go down to the 24-minute time frame as well, we see potential bearish divergence here. And I would say this, though, the money flow on these lower time frames is looking quite bullish. So even if we do reject from here, I'd say that these medium-term time frames are still looking a little bit more bullish right now than they are bearish. When we take a look at market Cipher, even on the 12-minute time frame, it's kind of like neutral in my opinion, because yes, we have a bearish divergence with money flow getting lower, which, by the way, guys, is in my book a short signal, right? When we come up to a key zone of resistance and I see this, the money flow getting lower and the momentum on the 12-minute, to me, that is a short signal. However, we can see that the money flow on the 12-minute very well may be starting to curve back to the upside because it's already flipped over to the purple. And when we look down at the lower time frames here, like the 6-minute as well, what do we see? We see money flow looking like it wants to get higher, right? So very, very interesting times, guys. And what I find so interesting about this is not only are the levels of support and resistance respected, right? We have to respect the fact that the levels are respected, right? The level of support is respected. Well, sorry, this is 25,285. The short setup, by the way, I closed out of my swing short, guys. I closed out of my swing short from 25.3. I opened up a scalp short from this exact area. Stop loss is at entry. But this level was respected. The long level was respected, 19,552. This is very encouraging because what it means is that as traders, we can be excited for the fact that Bitcoin does respect levels, and if we understand what we're looking for, we can get into these juicy trades. And if you want to take advantage of 0% limit fees on ByBit, make sure to click the link in the description. If you know what you're doing, it's great to have 0% limit fees. If you don't know what you're doing, doesn't matter, because you're going to lose everything you have. You're going to stub your toe on every single piece of furniture in your house every day for the rest of your life. You're going to lose your driver's license, lose your wallet, lose your car keys, lose your job, lose your girlfriend, lose all your fiat currency. Your bank's probably going to shut down, and the Fed's not going to bail you out. All right, so make sure you only trade if you know what you are doing. All right, this is not financial advice. Just like Kelly Kaiser says, I'm never taking advice from some dude who is shirtless and has 16-year-old girl vibes in the thumbnail. Unsubbed. Make sure to subscribe. By the way, guys, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I am some idiot on the internet, doesn't know a dang thing about money, doesn't know a dang thing about Bitcoin, doesn't know a dang thing about anything in life. So please, don't take this as financial advice, okay? We are at resistance. The levels are respected, okay? It is juicy. Wow, we got about 1,000 people in here. Only 300 likes, guys. Let's see if we can pump the like button up. Shout out to Lil G Boozy, who says, and you'll lose your hair if you don't know how to juice. Yes. If you don't know how to trade. Yeah. Yep. So, we are in very interesting times, guys. And I really do feel that because of where we are in the macro cycle, this could be the beginning of a new bull run, right? So much FUD out there. So much dang FUD. Everybody calling for lower. People saying, Jason, this time is different because this time the Fed is raising interest rates, and this time there's wars and rumors of wars and famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. Straight up Matthew 24 status in here, right? Well, now that we're seeing the Fed start to do this, okay, let's just remember that the charts predict the news, right? The charts predict the news. I know it's crazy, but it's true, okay? We had the upside down Sam Bankman-Fried bearish man boob pattern at this high, right? We saw Sam Bankman-Fried, his man boobs were getting lower, the money flow was getting lower, the red pepperoni nipples were getting lower, Caroline was getting lower, okay? She was getting lower, they couldn't do as many drugs, and her high was getting lower. As the price was getting higher into key resistance. And then all of a sudden, as we have this slow, nobody really knows what's going to happen, all of a sudden Silvergate goes under, boom, we have a big move to the downside, right? Big move to the downside. The charts predict the news, guys. And here's the thing. On these higher term time frames, the charts are predicting it's the bottom, right? Charts are predicting that the bottom is in. Is it guaranteed to be in? Of course not. Of course not. But when we do take a look at these high term time frames on the weekly, right? Let's take a look at the weekly. Let's take a look at the monthly. What are we seeing? What are we seeing? We are seeing the bottom signal. Without fail, past 3 cycles, market cipher B, big green dot on the monthly as we come to the 786, 886 fib. Happened once, happened twice, happened 3 times, right? Could this be the catalyst that boosts us into the next bull market that tops out in the spring of 2025 with a $100,000 Bitcoin? Maybe. When we take a look at the weekly time frame, what do we see right now? Man, what do we see? What do we see on market cipher B? What do I see? I'll tell you what I see. Money flow starting to get thick and juicy. Green dot about to print above the 0 line. Trend broken. Downtrend broken from the top of the bull market. Right? We had this trend on the weekly of these momentum waves. Trend broken, guys. Trend is broken, right? So I'm just saying, it's very, very interesting times, and everybody's super bearish. Everybody's still dang bearish about all this stuff. But this is a plot twist, guys. This is a plot twist. And let's see what happens in the coming weeks. Are we going to see more banks start to go under? If we do, the Fed is going to have to make a decision. They're either going to have to let everything collapse, which they very well may, right? They may. Because it's my belief that a new financial system is coming. And it's also my belief that the new financial system can't come until the old one is out, right? Until the old one is out. There needs to be some kind of event or series of events that will get people down for a new system, that will get people wanting a new system, right? Because right now people are happy with the old system. A lot of people would be wary of a new system. There are people be wary of a digital dollar maybe, right? A little bit wary of maybe universal basic income on a digital dollar. But if there's a situation where the whole thing collapses, people would want that, right? People would want the government to help, just like in 2020, people wanted stimulus, right? They wanted those stimmies. Well, maybe everything will collapse, and maybe there will be no bull market. But another possibility, guys, is that the Fed will print to bail out these banks, to pump the bags of all these crazy, crony, corrupt people who are in high places before the hyperinflationary collapse happens. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if this thing is going down, might as well profit from it, right? Might as well profit from it. If you're a bank, if you're a big business owner, like look at all the big businesses that got super rich in 2020 because of the old printing press. You know what I'm saying? Look at all the small businesses that got wrecked. Look at the big businesses that got way richer during the last time the Fed had to help out the economy. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, why not see that again? Why not turn on those printing presses again, guys? But this time, because we're in crypto, I'm looking to benefit from it, right? I've been loading up my bags this whole time, buying Bitcoin aggressively under $20,000, ready for the next pump. Ready for the next pump. Shout out to Abdel BZ. How many years did it take me to be a profitable trader? Well, I started trading in 2016. I don't think I was consistently profitable until the end of 2020. Right? But I didn't start taking it very seriously until 2019. Right? And I made a lot of mistakes along the way. A lot of mistakes along the way. A lot of mistakes that I should have avoided. But you know what? Everyone makes those same mistakes. No one can tell you not to make them. They can tell you all you want, but you're going to make them anyway. Right? That's just how it is. That's part of paying your dues, I guess. Right? Because people who get into trading, they're risky type people, right? They're unconventional types. And so they're going to do crazy things. All right. Let's see if we have any questions in the chat. God bless you all. Shout out to John D. He says, the Antichrist is coming. Wicket says, Chak. And Mining Quest says, Bitcoin against gold, not Bitcoin against USD. That's a good perspective to have, my friend. Yeah, as long as we measure the Bitcoin against the dollar, we're not really doing ourselves a favor when it comes to decentralization and when it comes to, you know, using Bitcoin for what it was originally meant for, right? You know, I was saying that all these things that are happening, these are not crypto issues, these are bank issues, right? FTX is a bank. For all intents and purposes, FTX is a bank. It is not ran on the blockchain, right? FTX did not run on a blockchain. It was a bank, right? They sold crypto, but it was essentially a bank, right? So when it went under, that affected crypto in the sense that there was money supposed to be there that wasn't there. But if we were just using Bitcoin the way it was meant to be used, we wouldn't have these issues, right? And very interesting as well, today, Binance actually took $1 billion of their own stablecoin and put it into crypto, which is a very bold stance coming from Binance because that is actually the direction that I believe we do need to go in. The reason is because if, let's say, people stop using stable coins, stop using these coins that are tethered to the value of fiat currency, and start trading Bitcoin against the value of gold or against the value of other cryptocurrencies, all these issues would basically become obsolete. And I admit it's hard to do that, guys. Even for myself, somebody who is a big proponent of decentralization, this is what got me into Bitcoin in the first place. It is difficult to do that because it's hard to live your life with crypto, right? It's hard to do that. I can't go to the feed store and buy hay for my horses with Bitcoin unless they are willing to accept Bitcoin. And a lot of people right now are not willing to accept it. So it's going to take a lot of collective mind changing. But the whole Binance moving out of stablecoin into crypto, that's kind of the direction that we need to go into if we don't want to have these issues happening, right? Very interesting stuff, guys. Very, very interesting times as Bitcoin is about to break out of key resistance right here. Okay, let's see if we came up to our Fibonacci golden pocket. We are sneaking up right now, slowly sneaking to our golden pocket zone. If we can come up to this zone with any semblance of absorption, that would be a indication that we are not going to break out. However, we do know that the context here is that we have been printing locally bullish CVD. Okay, so we did have some shorts get absolutely wrecked trying to short here, right? Shorts got absolutely wrecked trying to short down here. And right now we do have some longs opening up, nothing too crazy. We need to see a lot of longs opening up and getting absolutely wrecked if we want to see more downside, right? We are seeing locally bearish divergences on market Cipher B on some of these medium time frames. 4-hour money flow is about to cross to the upside, and as we know, 4-hour money flow is very, very aggressive when it crosses, right? 12-minute money flow, guys. 6-minute money flow getting very thick right now. Getting very thick. 12-minute money flow, ambiguous, but I would say things look very, very neutral. We're going to have to take it step by step. If we come into the golden pocket and we are getting a rejection, then we can absolutely look for a potential short. Now, personally, I did short that local CDW when we came up to the value area high. And when we got the first rejection and then we put in that higher high with some slightly bearish divs, I took a low risk scalp short from that area. Because I figured if we're going to reject, it's going to be from here. And if we take a look at what happened as we came up to that second high, we can see that we saw money flow and momentum getting lower on the 1-minute time frame, which is my signal to take a CDW short. A chickens drinking water short. So that short is currently still open with stop loss at entry. Let's see if we can take a look at it right here. Boom. We'll get stopped out at the entry, guys, if we come up to there, okay? So right now, the zone that we need to be aware of is this right here, okay? Are we going to come up here and see absorption of longs? And if we do, I don't know if I'll add to it, maybe, but then I think we could come down a little bit more, right? I think we could come down a little bit more. To the downside right now, there are some zones that we do need to be aware of, right? To the downside right now, there are some zones that we do need to be aware of. Make sure to like the stream, guys. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Our goal is to become a 100,000 subscriber channel by the end of 2023, and I think we can do it. We got about 12,000 people in here, only about 400 likes. If we can get 1,000 likes on the stream, what will I do? I will give away. I will do a cryptocurrency giveaway. I will do some kind of giveaway if we can get 1,000 likes within the next 15 minutes. So if everyone likes the stream right now, we will do a giveaway. That would be very juicy. Okay, now to the downside, the levels that we need to be aware of are these. Okay, so we've come from a key support, Fibonacci golden pocket, all the way up to key resistance, right? Key support down here, level given in advance in the Cipher Crew VIP Discord. Not the trade setup, but the level, because here's the thing. I didn't know as we were dumping down which one of these levels we were going to see bullish divs, right? I had no idea. It just so happened that I scalped this level and it turned into be a juicier trade. And then we came up to key resistance, which was the main zone we were looking at this morning in the Cipher Crew VIP live stream. This is a juicy area of confluence. This is the make it or break it zone right here, okay? So if we get a rejection from here, what do we need to be aware of? I would say that obviously we need to be aware of the Fibonacci golden pocket retracement, which is coming in very nicely at the 21.5K zone, right? If we are going to get a big move down and we keep trading the range, this is going to be a very key zone. Why? Because it was resistance back here January 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th. It was support February 10th, February 12th, February 13th, and then it was support again for a little bit on Wednesday before the Silvergate thing happened. Now, here's the thing. I do have to say this. I was getting bullish, okay? And I did mention this, right? In a previous video that I was getting bullish here, and when the whole Silvergate thing happened, when I was looking at Ethereum, how Ethereum did not lose its range, it ended up losing its range when the whole, something else happened. I don't know, there was some other FUD. But I was saying, you know, when FTX went down, Bitcoin lost the range, but many other assets did not lose the range, almost showing that it was as if Bitcoin held the range, but the fundamentals pushed the price down a little bit lower than maybe it should have. Maybe we saw something very similar right here. Right, because we were seeing bullish divergences form on the 4-hour time frame as we were coming down to this key low. And this green box, if you guys remember, this whole time that we were trading here and here and here and here and here, I'm like, look, this box is the make it or break it for me. If we lose this green box, I'm going to short the rise mode, right? Which I absolutely am now baffled by the fact that I don't know if I'm still in short the rise mode, guys. I mean, I'm short from right here. If this doesn't hold, I'm no longer in short the rise mode again, right? We got to switch with what the market is doing. We have to be able to make decisions in the moment and switch with what the market is doing. But this is obviously going to be a key support. If we reject from the value area high and come back down to the value area low, confluence with the golden pocket, we may do something like this, okay? If we don't hold this, then in my opinion, I think we put in lower lows, and I think we will be back on track for another move back down to where I thought we were heading when we made a lower low on the daily time frame, which honestly would be to come back down to the old range from December, right? This level that we're at right now is very crucial, because if we don't reclaim this level, I believe that opens the door to potentially coming all the way back down below 20K again to the 17s, right? That would absolutely open the door. This is the make it or break it level. Why is this the make it or break it level, guys? It's because it is the value area high of the range, very simply. And when we are trading sideways ranges, when we come up to the top of the range, we look for resistance, right? We look for resistance at the top of the range, okay? Shout out to everybody in chat right now. Shout out to everybody who liked the stream. Man, we only need 250 more likes. We could do a giveaway. And yeah, we have a few more minutes. Again, if we could do it in 15 minutes or less, now I think it's about 10 minutes, we can do another giveaway. Are we going to dump or are we going to pump? I don't know. Huge gap down there. Okay, so here's something else. Speaking of gaps, all right, we do have a CME gap. What is this? We do also have a CME gap down here from Friday, guys. The Friday candle closed way down here. We had a short squeeze over the weekend, and as many of us know, these over the weekend short squeezes, guys, they absolutely, they do tend to, we tend to give that back, right? More often than not, we give that back unless, right, something like what happened here. Right, we were waiting to give this back for a very long time. It never happened, right? It never happened. We were waiting for the pullback here. It never happened. We were waiting for the pullback here. It never happened. We held support. We were waiting for the pullback here. We did finally fill that, but it took a very long time, right? So we might not fill that today. We might not even fill that this week, We're going to have to wait and see, especially with these fundamentals. And tomorrow, guys, I mean, we really do. And I'm going to be live streaming tomorrow. I think like about maybe 15 minutes or half an hour before the CPI data is released. But tomorrow, which is the 14th of March, we have the CPI data coming out, which is going to be very interesting because this always injects a large amount of volatility into the markets, right? It always injects a large amount of volatility into the markets because we're going to find out, did inflation go up or did inflation go down? And what makes this even more interesting and more juicy, guys, is the fact that if inflation has gone up, what is the Fed going to do? What is the Fed going to do? Are they going to keep bailing out banks? Because if they keep raising interest rates, these banks are going to keep going under. Where there's smoke, there's fire, man. And there is smoke right now. All these banks are interconnected. They're all interconnected, right? They invest in each other. They invest in the same things. They do inside trading. They get the same types of treasuries, right? They're all connected. And Silicon Valley Bank was the 16th biggest bank in America. This ain't no hillbilly Jason Casper out in the sticks kind of bank over here, right? This is a big deal bank. This is like Silicon Valley, all the big tech companies, all the big blockchain companies. Right? This is a big deal. Right? So if more banks start to close like that and go under, and what's the Fed going to do? Like I said, they're either going to have to let the whole system collapse or they're going to have to turn on that printing press. So it's going to be a very interesting time, guys. A very, very interesting time. It depends. Shout out to Al Mac Fo Shizzle. That's right. It depends. What is going to happen, guys? We can't know for certain. It depends. The price could go up. The price could go down. We don't know, but we have to know what are the key major levels of support and resistance that we are waiting for, and what confirmations are we going to be looking for in order to get into a trade, right? That is how we're going to profit from longing and shorting in these markets, right? This guy, he didn't know if the price of Bitcoin was going to go up or down. So he had multiple plans. Plan A was, hopefully Bitcoin goes from $1 to $60K, in which case he could retire and move to Dubai and hang out with Carl from the moon and eat fancy steak. But plan B was be a depends model. Okay, so you have to have multiple plans for multiple scenarios. As we are starting to get a little bit of a rejection from this key area of resistance here. Let's see. Only 150 more likes to get 1,000. Shout out to Cozy Babe. Shout out to Timmy Money Printer Go Burr. Shout out to Sean D, who says, I would leave my money at Jap Casper Bank. You mean Jason Casper Bank? Oh, yes, J Casper Bank. Nice. The price is losing it. Is Harari the Antichrist? I don't think Harari is the Antichrist, my friend. But I do think it's interesting that his name, Noah and Yuval, both Hebrew words, and they both have very, very biblical significance. Noah obviously being the guy who was the only one who survived the old world, and then, of course, the Yovel, the year of Jubilee, the year of release, the year of the reset. I mean, literally, biblically, the Jubilee, that's the guy's name. Noah Jubilee Harari. His name means the year of the reset. Right? Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? What do I think about CZ selling all their BUSD and buying Bitcoin? I think this is good for the crypto space, guys. I think this is good for the crypto space because here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. This is what we need, right? We can't be using the system. We cannot be using the system in order to if we want decentralization, then we have to be decentralized, right? We can't be using stablecoins. It sucks because I like using stablecoins. I myself am a big proponent of stablecoins. I myself hodl stablecoin, right? I hodl stablecoin. Let's see here. I hodl stablecoin. I'll be honest with you, but I also hodl crypto. I hodl stablecoin. I also hodl crypto. So we've just put in another lower low here. What we want to see, again, there is a potential here to get a retest if we come up a little bit and CDW these highs right into this golden pocket with some bearish divergences. This could be a zone of another rejection, okay? This could be a zone of another rejection. Let's go to the 4 hour. What do we have here? 22,819 is going to be... Wait a second. Yeah, 22,819 is going to be a zone of support, of course. Because 22,819, guys, that is a support resistance flip. And then, of course, the golden pocket is going to be a major zone of support. If we come down more today, we might not, right? I'm actually quite bullish, but we are at the value area high of the range. And so, therefore, we have to be prepared for a move back down to the low of the range, which is going to be coming in around 21,570. 21,570. Boom. All right. Yeah, I think it's good that Binance did that, right? I think it's good that Binance did that. All right, let's see here. All right, so we do need to be watching right now, guys, for the Fibonacci Golden Pocket retest. If we see some kind of absorption coming in here, if we see shorts being absorbed as we come into this zone, it could make for a bearish entry, right? Let's go back to coinalyze.net and just monitor what is actually happening live right now. All right, let's see what is happening live right now. Make sure to like the stream, guys. We only need 100 more likes and we can do a giveaway. We have like 4 more minutes to get 1,000 likes so we can do this giveaway. On the order flow chart right now, guys, what is happening? Wow. What are we seeing? We are seeing a decrease of open interest, okay? It looks like longs that long these highs are starting to get wrecked. All right, this is actually not the most bearish thing in the world because it means this move to the downside is actually not being fueled by new shorts entering into the market. We need to adjust our golden pocket retracement zone, okay? If the price comes back now into this blue circle that we have drawn here, then we can be aware that we are going to get a rejection if we see absorption of longs, right? We want to see absorption of longs if we come into here. Right, let's see if we get that. What do we want to see? We want to see the cumulative volume delta getting higher. And we would also like to see longs opening up here, right? We would want to see longs opening up over time here. That's what we would want to see. That's what I would want to see at least. Okay? So if we don't get that, then we will probably pump to new prices. We'll probably pump to new highs, guys. Smash up the likes, y'all. Swing short from here. Yes, it's possible to get a swing short from here, but how do you join the Discord? I cannot connect from Patreon. You have to click connect from Patreon. For long-term and alts and Bitcoin, what is my point of view? Will we see new highs or new lows? My point of view, Dyer, is that it is time to accumulate and hodl for the next bull run. That is my point of view. That is how I've been approaching this for a long time, since basically since FTX went under, man. And since especially since we started printing the bottoms on Market Cipher B on the monthly time frame, then I said, you know what? We are at the fib level. We are printing a bottom. It's time for me to accumulate. If we come lower, I will still look at that as a bullish thing. All right. There is a potential swing short from here, guys, and the reason why is because we have come to the value area high of the range. Right. We are at key resistance. This is key resistance. And so there is a potential swing short from here. This could very well be a lower high, and this whole thing is just one giant short squeeze before we get thrown down lower. Yes, it's very possible. It is very, very possible. Okay. Personally, I still lean a little bit more bullish now after this big move. I look at this as a very strong move. I look at what happened yesterday as a sign of strength when we take a look at the bullish divergences that were forming on the chart yesterday. I forgot that my 15-minute time frame doesn't seem to be working here. We'll go to the half-hour time frame and see that yesterday, as we were kind of accumulating around here, I mean, pretty much throughout this entire time, we were printing a massive bullish divergence here where we saw people shorting, right? People shorting the FUD, shorting the FUD, shorting the FUD. You know what this could have been, guys? You know, people shorting the FUD as bigger players were accumulating here. This could really be people FOMOing out of stablecoin and back into Bitcoin, right? This could really be people FOMOing out of stablecoin and back into Bitcoin. And then to add insult to injury for the bullishness, you've got the Fed now bailing out banks. I think it's a recipe for Pump City, man. I think it's a recipe for Pump City. And we don't even see any kind of like a bearish divergence here. We see no bearish divergences. Yeah, we could go all the way back to these highs. We are seeing no bearish divergences at all. This is very, very interesting times, guys. And I myself am very intrigued and curious to see what is going to happen here, right? I personally am looking for the bull run to begin in 2024 and top out around spring 2025. And I believe that the bottom of the bear market is in right now. I believe the bottom is in. Now, when I say the bottom is in, I mean the bottom of the cycle is in. I don't think the bottom, there's still potential for a lower low in price to be put in, but I would look at that as a retest, as a double bottom, right? A retest, a double bottom. Historically, these bear markets, when we put in the bottom, we always come back down for a retest. Sometimes we put in a lower low. Sometimes we put in a higher low. But either way, there's always some kind of news-driven, not always, but most of the time, there's been a news-driven crazy give back of all the bear rally gains, and then the bull market begins, right? So if we do get another huge dump because of all this bank FUD and stuff, I would look at that as bullish, because as banks go under, man, that just means I believe the Fed will have to start turning on the old printeroni and cheese press. The old printeroni and cheese press, guys. Shout out to let's see. Kelly Kaiser. Shout out to Kelly Kaiser. What is going on, Kelly? I thought you unsubscribed. What is going on? Just shorted down. Oof, I'm sorry to hear that. Okay, down 4K today, but a 20% increase in 24 hours. Have to short it. Yeah, I mean, if we're going to come down, Kelly Kaiser, this is the place to short. But don't take my financial advice, Kelly Kaiser, because I know that you don't take advice from some dude who is shirtless and has 16-year-old girl vibes for the thumbnail. I thought you unsubscribed, but I'm glad that you're still here, Kelly. Make sure to subscribe again. If you desubscribed, make sure to resubscribe, okay? 500 million just moved into Binance. Interesting. Long Mountain the Fear Buyer says, I already sent them toner last week. They must have received it by now. Yeah, hopefully they turn on that copy machine. Okay, we just hit 1,000 likes. That's awesome, guys. So we just hit 1,000 likes. We will be doing a giveaway by the end of this stream. We're going to be doing a giveaway. We're going to be giving away some cryptocurrency, guys. So it's going to be a good time. All right, shout out to Kelly Kaiser. It's okay now that I'm wearing a shirt. All right. Well, I might have to take it off then. All right. By the way, we do have some Jason Casper merch. This is the Casper Crew tank top right here with the chickens with an uneven butt cheek drinking water. We also do have Dolores merch. As you can see right here, this is a shirt with actually, this is a shirt with a chicken drinking water. Let's see if we can see. Yeah, here we go. Chickens drinking water. Hand drawn, guys. It's actually pretty cool. Okay, so let's take a look at some other assets here. I want to take a look at the SPX, because SPX, guys, also, interestingly enough, is getting a move to the upside today, right? Unexpectedly, because when we lost this important zone of support, this intersectionality that we've had going on since January 2022, right? We're trading this giant range here since January 2022. And look, we rejected from a Fibonacci golden pocket. We made a low, a lower high. Now we're making a lower low. This could just be a lower high being put in, guys, and then we come down to our major zones of support or lower, right? But even still, very interesting that the SPX opened up very, very bullish today after a gap to the downside. We came up, we closed the gap, and now we're currently above the gap, right? We had a gap right here this morning at 38.59. We came up above that gap. And we have now closed the gap, and we are trading above the gap. When we take a look at the dollar right now is getting moved to the downside, guys. Move to the downside. This is kind of bullish for Bitcoin when the dollar is getting a move to the downside. Why? Because the dollar is inversely correlated to Bitcoin. And the fact that the dollar is dumping like this shows that people aren't necessarily so bullish on the dollar right now. After printing a bearish divergence on the daily time frame, we have the uneven butt cheek pattern as the dollar is coming up to a key zone of resistance, coming into the 0.618, getting a little rejection, coming up to put in a higher high with a bearish div and a move to the downside. Let's see what happens here. Are we going to start to see money flow continue red? It's possible. I don't know. I do think that there's more upside potential for the dollar based on the chart, but I think we're going to have to wait to see what happens this week with the inflation and the interest rates. I think that, unfortunately, the news does kind of act as catalyst for big moves for the dollar, right? When we saw the dollar get a big move to the upside down here on in the beginning of February, and I'm pretty sure that came along with there was some kind of news that day. Was it rate hikes? I don't remember. Let's take a look at some other assets here as well, guys, because wow, look at this. This is Bitcoin now on the 1 minute chart. Looks like Bitcoin is getting a move up. I just want to double check here what is happening. Okay, we have not come to our golden pocket zone quite yet, guys. We have not come up to that retest zone quite yet. Let's take a look at Ethereum. All right, because Ethereum is in fact doing some very interesting things here. Boom. Let's take a look at ETH. And let's take a look at this. Man, this is wild, guys. So ETH has come up and it is finding resistance at our local area of resistance. Just like Bitcoin, ETH has come up to the value area high of the range here, okay? And is getting a rejection. So for both ETH and Bitcoin, this is a make it or break it zone, okay? We are up, value area high of the range, having come down to none other than the Fibonacci golden pocket. Just like Bitcoin, ETH is doing a very similar thing, right? We take a fib from the low that we put in back in December. When Bitcoin hit 16.3K, we pull it to the high that ETH put in over here back in February. We double click our mouse, we go to our fib settings, we turn on the 6 Juanita, we turn on the 0.65 EA, we turn off the 786 EA, and boom, we bounce right from the 618, coming back up into the value area high of the range, surpassing these very juicy zones of resistance. Now we are back up at the value area high of the range, getting a rejection to the dang dollar from this key daily level, which is the area of resistance that we marked out in the Casper Crew VIP Discord for the next Ethereum short trade. And I did not short ETH, by the way. I have not been trading ETH, but I have been charting ETH intermittently, right? So it's good to see ETH also respecting the levels. If ETH is going to get a big move to the downside right here, obviously we do need to be aware of this. Very similar to Bitcoin, I would be looking for ETH to come back down to the low of its range, which in my opinion is this area. The value area low, support resistance flip, down to the golden pocket, 1490 all the way up to 1526-ish, 1490 to 1526. If we lose that, I will be looking for new lows, and it is very important that we understand on the larger context for ETH, we do still have a very important zone of support below us. Let's turn off some of these levels here and just understand that ETH does have a very juicy zone of support down below. When we look at this triangle that we've been trading pretty much since May, this is a symmetrical triangle for ETH. Very interesting, as Bitcoin has been gaining and losing ranges, ETH has been trading in a symmetrical triangle, and the next major target of this triangle is going to be the value area low of this very juicy range, and the value area low of this juicy range also just so happens to be the macro fib pull from the November low to the high, right? Lots of confluence down here around this sorry, not the golden pocket, but I would say more of the 786 is the level that lines up perfectly with this value area low, right? Look at this. Golden pocket, sorry, 786, value area low, trend line. That could be very juicy for ETH. ETH could come down to here, and in my opinion, we could even see Bitcoin put in a new low. And the reason why I say that is because look at ETH put in the June low. Bitcoin got the FTX put in a lower low, ETH put in a higher low. So if Bitcoin's even going to put in a lower low here, we could still expect maybe ETH to put in a higher low. Now, I know what you're saying, Jason. This is a bear pennant on the daily time frame, you stupid idiot. You stupid bullish moon boy idiot with your open mouth thumbnails and your clickbait titles, you idiot. This is a giant bear flag. Well, you know what? That is another possibility, guys. That is another possibility. And if this is going to be a giant bear flag to the downside, well, I mean, we have to be honest. This could be, right? In which case we would take our target like this, right? And that's giving us a $300 Ethereum, which is very, very, very bearish in our eyes. But we have to understand that a $300 Ethereum is a very, very key zone of support. I would say that's a $300 Ethereum is no different than Bitcoin coming down to like $9,000, right? It's no different than Bitcoin coming down to $9,000. Do you remember when Ethereum, and I'll never forget, like in September of like 2019, September 2019-ish, thinking about ETH being at $800, thinking it was so unattainable, or even in the fall of 2020, right when Ethereum was $300. I remember I was sitting in the car. My wife was pregnant with my son, and we went to get some kind of thing checked. I don't know, right? I was sitting in the car, and I was listening to Ivan on Tech, and he was saying Ethereum's going to $800. And I remember thinking to myself, nah, that's crazy, man. We're not going to 800. He's like, yeah, it'll be 800 in a couple months. I was like, nah, right? What do you know? A few months later, we're at an $800 Ethereum. Boom. And we broke right through it. So it's not so crazy to think that, yeah, we might retest this important support resistance flip. This is the 2019 high, and this is the 2020 before the breakout high. And we pretty much have no market structure here. So I would look at this as a very bullish retest. And if Bitcoin's coming down to 9K, where was Bitcoin in September, October of 2020, right? Where was Bitcoin September, October 2020? Let's find out real quick. September, October 2020, where was Bitcoin? We're about to find out, guys. Come on a journey with me back to the days when Bitcoin was very cheap, all right? Back in the days when Bitcoin was very cheap. We're right about 11K, right? Now, what's so interesting about 11K, guys, if Ethereum is the bear flag, right, and my Moonboy thumbnails are wrong, okay, and Bitcoin and ETH goes down to 300, what's so interesting about 11K, guys, is this, right? Let's check it out. Let's check it out here. And let's remove all these drawing tools here. I want to remove all this stuff. This is Coinbase. All right, this is Coinbase. What's so interesting about 11K is the fact that if we take the fib from the bear market bottom to the all-time high for Bitcoin, that 11K level is the 886 fib level, right? Right above that 886 fib, which we know historically is the place where the bear market bottoms out, right? Look at this, right? Depending on where we want to draw that 2015 bear market from, right? Look at that. We literally bottom out in between this zone. So if ETH is going down to 300 and Bitcoin's coming down to 11,000, right? That's right in the spot where we want it to be, guys. That's right in the spot where we want it to be, right? Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. You guys are amazing. Make sure to like the stream. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. We are going to be doing a crypto giveaway at the end of this. Am I streaming from prison? No, I'm streaming. Well, kind of. This is the TA dungeon, guys. This is the TA dungeon. This is my gym. All right, this is my gym. This is where I stream. All right, let's see if we can get a view of the gym. This is the green screen. Clearly, guys, the green screen, the lighting is not good, right? Because you can see the folds and the thing, right? But it's okay, right? Because we're not here for the camera visuals, right? We're not here for the visuals. Yeah, so this is my basement gym, guys. People ask me, Jason, why sometimes you stream with no shirt? It's because I'm in here working out, guys. Sometimes when you're working out, when you're getting a sick chest pump, you know what I'm saying? Sick chest pump. Ugh, you just get an idea for a video. You got to just go record it. You can't wait for the pump to wear off. You know what I'm saying? All right, so Pineapple XE says expect one leg down here. All right, let's get back onto our long trade. How's the long trade doing? It's doing okay, guys. The long trade is looking strong. Okay, from the key support, 19,552. And I made a video last night about how to get into trades like this because the confirmation to getting into that long trade was as follows, right? If we go to our Bitcoin chart, if we go down to like the 12-minute time frame, when we came down to that low, right, what did we see? Oh, wait a second. Wow, this is my legitimate Bitcoin chart here, right? Yeah, this is my legit Bitcoin chart. Let's go to a different Bitcoin chart here. When we came down to that low, right, we saw a confirmation to enter into a trade. Let me just walk you through because it is an entry that happens quite often, right? We came down to the low, which was this CME futures gap, confluence with the golden pocket, right? So step number one, we have to wait for price to get to some kind of level. If we're taking trades not at levels, we're absolutely going to get wrecked, right? We can't only be looking at indicators. We need to look at levels. Once we get to a level, then we can look at the indicators. So we come down to a key level of support right here, the white line, okay? The white line that we were looking at right here in the Casper Crude, right? Then what happens? After we hit the white line, we see very clearly that the money flow is getting higher on the 12-minute market Cipher B, and we also see very clearly that we are getting bullish divergence ever so slightly on market Cipher B, right? Then what happens? After we get the bounce, we know we're getting bullish divergence. This should open up our eyes and our minds to think, where can we look for a trade? What I like to do and what I recommend is you pull your fib from the low to the high, right? The first low that's put in, keep mark of that low. And then very locally, what we're going to do is we're going to take our Fibonacci retracement tool. When you see the uneven butt cheek pattern, the bullish divergence at a key level, take the Fibonacci from that first low to the first high and mark out the zone in between the golden pocket and the 786, which would be right here. Okay, this is exactly what we're doing right now to try and compound this short trade. We're doing it in reverse right now, right? We're doing it in reverse. For the short trade, we're looking to come up into this box for potential back test. You can do this on very low time frame. Local is good to do. Like as soon as you see that bounce, and when you see that bounce, what you want to look at is, do you see, as the price is getting higher, do you see market Cipher printing momentum waves and money flow in that same direction? And the answer is, for this instance, yes. And it's a very low risk trade setup. The reason why it's so low risk is because you know that the invalidation of your trade idea is very, very small, right? The idea of a low-risk trade, right? What is a low-risk trade? A low-risk trade means if our idea is wrong, we're risking very little, right? So if I know that I'm trying to enter a long trade from here, right, the bounce from this golden pocket at around 19,570-ish, right, this golden pocket zone, I know that my stop loss needs to be below this area right here, right? So I only need to risk like a 0.2% stop loss, right? That means if I'm risking... You know, if I have my whole account on the trade, let's say, 100% of my account, with 2x leverage, I'm still not even risking 1% if I take a loss. Or I could put a lot on the trade and risk very little, or I could put a normal amount on the trade and risk very, very little, right? If I have 100% of my account on the whole trade, I'm risking 0.25% if I get stopped out, right? 0.25%, right? So that's how I got into that trade, right? You got to have the level, you got to have divergence, and the retest, that does make for a very perfect setup, right? It happens quite often. So we're trying to see if we get something similar here, right? But I don't know if we're going to get it, okay? I don't know if we're going to get it. Not right now, at least. Shout out to Crypto Pump It. Shout out to Gretsch T Paving, and shout out to Aben Fletcher. Bitcoin 5-minute chart, can you see a bull flag pattern? Maybe, right? Maybe. Yeah, sorry guys, I can't answer all the questions in the chat. We have so many people in the chat right now. I'm trying to do my best. Shout out to Crypto Pump It. God bless you, man. Sato is down 500k. Sheesh. That is crazy. I can't even imagine losing 500k, guys. Shout out to Machu Picchu. If we're not in a trade, what do we do? Man, if I was not in a trade right now, I would not be looking to take a trade. I would be just waiting for something to happen. I would either be waiting to take a short from right here, or I would be waiting to long from lower. And what's always best to do if Bitcoin is getting a huge move is to wait until a range forms, right? Wait until a range forms. The long trade that I took was from the context of a local range down here, right? It was from the context of a local range down here. I mean, literally, it was a CDW of the first low that we put in into a key zone of support, right? So we had a low right here. Front ran the 618. We front ran the 618. This was the low of the local range, right? We had the low of the local range right here. And so now I have a context for what is low, right? We put it low. I would consider this to be the high of the range. So I was working with this range right here. And I got in at I got in around this area. Look for a local entry at the sideways range. That's what's best for me. I mean, otherwise I can't say, because to me there's no clear entry here, right? I guess you could say, like, if you're a lower leverage trader, higher time frame, lower leverage, you could say we have bear div forming on the 1 hour here, and you could enter low leverage with stop loss above the high. That's just not my style anymore, right? I don't trade like that very much anymore. I prefer higher leverage, higher position size, risking less. I mean, you're risking the same, but you can risk a lot. You can risk, how do I say this? If you have a better entry, you can put a lot more on a trade while risking a lot less. So the risk to reward is much better if you are trading on a lower time frame, because you can have a 0.2% stop and put, you know, your whole account on the trade, as opposed to right now, if I had to have a 3% stop, that means if I put I'd have to put like a third of my account, I'm sorry, 2/3 of my account on the trade, right? So it just depends on how you want to look at it. All right. Shout out to Brando. How do you become a mod? I have to make you a mod. Sato is a horrible trader. Dang. Yeah, he's all right, right? The normies haven't even FOMO'd yet. Looks like it's trapped between the 786 and the 618. Do I believe in Santa Claus? No, I do not believe in Santa Claus, my friend. Why do you ask? Do you believe in Santa Claus? Can I show volume profile settings? Yeah, I can. So my volume profile settings are as follows, right? I am using this right here. And if I double click on her, then I am got my row size 200, value area 70. Okay, cool. Man, you guys are the best. God bless you all. God bless you all. I should be trading at a financial building, a suit in the city. Both of those things make me want to vomit, my friend. Suits and cities? Come on. Nah. Is Bitcoin going to go up, says my questions? Maybe, man. I don't know. What are my thoughts on my bull run versus bear rally? I mean, I think that the bull run is coming soon, within a year. I think the actual bull run is coming within a year. And I think that the bear market is over. But that doesn't mean I think the low is in, right? So we're looking at lower and higher time frames all at the same time, right? And we're coming to conclusions that we can hold two biases simultaneously in different time frames, right? I could be bearish short term and bullish medium term and bearish long term and bullish super long term, right? It really depends on what's the context, right? And what's our goal here? Why are we here in the first place? Are we here to make a quick buck in 5 minutes, or are we here to make money over the next 2 years, right? There's a huge difference there, in my opinion. There's a huge difference there. All right. So here's what we got to do. All right, we got to, right now, do a crypto giveaway. We're going to do a crypto giveaway. We're going to be giving away some Bitcoin right now. So what I want you to do is I'm going to pin in the YouTube chat right now. I'm going to pin the URL to a video. Okay, go ahead. I'm going to post this here. I'm going to pin this. I want you guys to go to that video and comment your Bitcoin address, right? Comment your Bitcoin address on that video that is pinned right now in the chat. Comment your Bitcoin address, and we're gonna give away some Bitcoin, guys. There's a pinned video in the YouTube chat. Go to that YouTube video and comment your Bitcoin address. We're going to do a random comment picker, and we're going to be giving away some Bitcoin to the winner. Thank you guys so much for 1,000 likes. You guys are the absolute best. I love you all. God bless you all. In Jesus' name, I do pray everybody watching and listening is very blessed. Even if you're not religious and you think I'm absolute crazy for believing in God, I still pray for you that you are blessed in many ways. Not just when it comes to Bitcoin, but many ways, guys. And I do have to say, as we move into planting season and I get my gardens going, I'm going to be putting some homestead content in my crypto videos at the end. I'm going to be walking through exactly what I'm doing to get this homestead ready to run and ready to produce food for the whole year, as I am still eating food from last year's harvest. This morning for breakfast, I had a chicken omelet with chicken that I raised and killed myself, and eggs that I raised myself, with butternut squash and potatoes and kale that I grew myself. Right? We're going to be going over that kind of stuff as well, because I think that's very important. The only reason I am in crypto, guys, is to become more self-sufficient. Right? We can't look at acquiring digital coins on the internet as an end within itself. It is a means to acquire physical assets. Because the reality is, guys, if we want to be free, then we cannot be dependent upon others for things like food, right, and water and electricity. We should be aiming to be as self-sufficient as possible, because then if there is, let's say, some kind of a digital dollar where you need to comply by certain things that we might not want to comply by, we could say, you know what? Screw it, man. Screw it. I'm producing my own stuff. I'm going to start my own local economy with people in my local area because we share similar values, and we're not going to comply with this crap. You know? That's what's so important, right? That is a true crypto mentality, in my opinion. All right, we're waiting for these comments to come in, guys. We're waiting for these comments to come in. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now. Win Lambo. I will never have a Lambo in my life. What do I think about hydroponics? I've done some hydroponic stuff. I get confused between aquaponic and hydroponic. I've done it without the fish. I've done it with just minerals in a system, but I don't like it because I have a hard time producing. I'd rather just grow it in the ground and freeze it and dry it and freeze, dry, and preserve it. Right? You know? Okay. A bull flag, 5-minute bull flag. People want to know. I don't know, man. I don't know. It could be a bull flag. It could be. We'll know in hindsight, right? We'll know in hindsight, man. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, right? For me, I don't look at bull flags. I look at ranges, right? So if it's a bull flag, we would want to trade it as a range, which means if this thing is a bull flag, we would somehow want to get along from the low of a range. And right now, I would look at a very local range on the... I would be looking for the next support right around 23,652. This clear support resistance flip, right? And if I'm not mistaken, also the local Fibonacci golden pocket from the high to the low. Let's see. Actually, it's not the local golden pocket, but let's see. We do have a golden pocket coming in at 23,811. So if it is a bull flag, maybe we do something like this. But here's the thing. I would be very cautious longing here. That's just my own personal style, right? That's my own personal style, man. All right, so let's see. We're gonna see who has won this this competition here for the Bitcoin giveaway, and that's my own personal style. Is I don't look for longs at places like this. I would want to see more of a pullback. I personally would want to see more of a pullback, and I know that sucks to say, but it's true. I would rather wait to get into a long, or wait for some kind of more established range to form. Like maybe tomorrow, like maybe tonight, maybe during Asia market, we like start to form some kind of clear range from which we can look for clear highs and clear lows to enter trades. But right now, this thing right here, I would not look to long a breakout of this. I would not look to long a breakout of this. It might work out, but longing breakouts, guys, it's like the first time your drug dealer lets you try some heroin. He gives it to you for free the first time. Right, the first time you long that bull flag breakout, it's going to be good. You're going to double your account, 100x leverage, full count. Right, trading's so dang easy. First 2 times maybe it'll be free, but after that you're going to pay the price, right? And you're going to slowly give back all your gains to the market slowly. And next thing you know, you're going to be a total fiend. You're going to be stealing from your mom's purse to buy more money, to buy more crypto, so you can long the breakout again. You're going to become addicted to it. You're going to wish you had never tried it for free that first time, right? So be very careful. Be very careful. All right, people are not seeing the link, guys. It's in the YouTube chat pinned. I don't know what else to say, so it's pinned in the YouTube chat. I don't know what else to say. All right, so I'm going to be basically now going to that YouTube video here, and we are going to be going to a random comment picker. Random comment picker for YouTube. A winner generator. We're going to generate a winner right here. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a fun time. There's one lucky winner right here who's going to win some free Bitcoin. Boom. All right, let's see here. Filter duplicate users. What's 9 plus 5, guys? I have to solve the CAPTCHA before we get our All right, all right, cool. You guys are the best. You guys are the best. All right, let's see here. We're gonna generate some random winner here. All right. Looks like it's Soj King. He's going long. Shout out to Soj King. Oh wait, nope. Sorry, it's still it's still flipping. Whoops, sorry, man. What the heck is going on? All right, hang on. Joe Texas, no Bitcoin address. We have to start again. Pick another winner. Let's pick another winner. Let's see what happens here. It's very slow for some reason, okay? So, Mike Carthy, it looks like you're the winner, but you're probably not, right? Let's see. Are you the winner? Looks like he's the winner. All right. It's Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy is the winner. Mike McCarthy, congratulations on winning, man. I'm about to send you some Bitcoin right now. Okay, I'm about to send you some Bitcoin right now. All right. So, Mike McCarthy, congratulations, my friend. I'm going to be sending you some Bitcoin as we speak in this moment right here. Congratulations, by the way, man. That is nice. That is nice. Mike McCarthy, you're the man, bro. Mike McCarthy is the man. Why is everyone commenting with number 14? I don't get it. What's number 14? Are we lagging here? Is that the issue? We got some YouTube lag? Looks like we might have some lag here. All right, DXY is doing something, guys. Oh, 14, that's the answer to the CAPTCHA. Oh, man, there is so much lag right now. There is so much lag. This is absolutely crazy, guys. I must have really slow internet out here in the sticks, okay? I must have really slow internet out here in the sticks. All right, Mike, I'm going to be sending you your prize, man, ASAP. All right, I'm going to be sending your prize ASAP. Yeah, we got some lag going on here, man. This is absolutely crazy. This lag is crazy, man. I know you guys don't have lag on your end, but in the chat, you guys are answering my question about the CAPTCHA, and like I did that like 5 minutes ago. So, all right. Well, guys, it's been a good stream. I'm gonna head out, but man, thank you so much. May God bless you all. Shout out to Mike McCarthy, and I will see everybody in the next stream. May the Lord bless you. May He protect you. May He shine light upon you. May He have grace upon you, and may the Lord turn His face towards you and give you wholeness and peace in the name of Jesus the Messiah. Amen. Take care, y'all. Peace.